Alright, if you watch it, the introduction video, it was my team who made it. My art director, Dana Kim, presented and planned the idea, and my partner, Felix Jin, our creative director, directed the project. Jay and Ian from my production team helped the overall process of the shooting, and my team designer DK and senior visual creator Soy worked together to create it. The work made as a team is much more precious and of better quality than you might think. So if I have a good idea in my mind, I need a team who can make it into a good result. And even if I don't have a good idea in my mind, I also need a team to make a good result. If we come up with an idea to do something, there is much work to be done. If you need any specific location to carry out the idea, you need different documents and have to talk with many people to make it out. It takes a long time for the location to finally be approved. And the location is just one of 100 elements for filming. Then, in order to get to the location, we have to pay attention to the transportation of the manpower and equipment. And it also takes time to prepare a vehicle, ship, sometimes plane. This is also a task. We also have to make sure that every team member returns home safely from the filming. Well, you have already spent a few days to a week working on the location alone. Filming is approaching, but there is still too much to prepare. This is where we see the need for the work division and expertise. To express the concept, we needed a spacesuit, and it took a tremendous amount of time to rent and manufacture it. This is why an art team is needed. My team is my family. A family is about putting the head together under one roof, work, play, and spend time together. When we call these 7 precious individuals core members, it means that they are the core of the creative process. We are not a big team, but the core of our team is all about chemistry, teamwork, and faith. Eventually, for me, what is really important is the benefit that comes from a smaller group with a good bond between each other. And the bond that I'm talking about is the bond that the other 6 members can hold even if I collapse in the middle of shooting. Of course, depending on the work, the numbers of artists, models, and operators will vary each time from at least 15 to as many as 40 people. Each of 7 members shall take the responsibility to control 40 people, and that shall be shown as a result. Believing in each team member and being able to laugh with them is the biggest factor in creating a strong team. It's not about me controlling and making them grow, but they are the ones who grow on their own initiative, and on the contrary, the ones who control and make me grow. And that's the parallel mentality and the essence of my team that makes it special and strong. Think about the sawtooth. just as the sawtooth will does not work when it comes out. Every single member is precious and necessary, and that's what defines Team Testshoot. You may already know that the meaning of a test shoot. Test shooting, or just a test, means in photography and filmmaking, new and young artists especially have a good ideas, but they have no experience and support, so they meet each other and collaborate to produce a result. And that's what we call a test shoot. With the result, they do PR, do submissions for magazines and contests, and participate in festivals. In other words, if they want to, they meet with each other and work together to do what they want. Because I personally didn't learn photography and filmmaking, I had things in my mind, but I couldn't do it. There is no concept of test shooting in South Korea. Of course, I have seen small-scale test shootings, kind of, but it's not a widespread concept yet. In 2018, I started with fashion photography, and in 2019, I started making films. I left for London for a while to start photography and met so many artists enjoying themselves while doing test shoots several times in a day. I saw that their positive energy produced good results. Then I came back to Korea and had dinner with my friend Felix Jin. At the time, we were doing different things, and Felix suddenly asked, "How was London?" I answered briefly and said that there were a lot of test shoots that made me happy and made me grow up. And Felix replied, "Then let's be the one to introduce test shoot in South Korea and make a team like that and do art. Our team name is now Testshoot." Then right in that place, we made the domain for Testshoot and bought it. That was where we started. The reason why I talk about this so long is to explain how important the concept of team is to us who do synthetic art. Although you can live a great life alone, the position of your team members is not important. Who is the first AC, second AC, gaffer, best boy? It doesn't matter at first. But what I really want to say is that it's important to have someone to be with, to realize the importance of moving together, and to find someone precious to grow up with and succeed together.